In previous session, we discussed about full virtualization, para virtualization. Now let's see about uh, partial virtualization. In this type of hardware virtualization, the software may need a modification to run. In emulation virtualization, hardware simulates by the virtual machine and it is independent. Here, guest operating system does not require any other modification. So in this virtualization, computer hardware as architectural support builds and manages a fully virtualized VM. Okay, next let's see software virtualization. It provides the ability to main computer to run and create one or more virtual environments. It is used to enable a complete computer system in order to allow a guest operating system to run. So what is that? It provides, the software virtualization provides the ability to the main computer to run and create one or more virtual environments. It is used to enable a complete computer system in order to allow a guest operating system to run. So for instance, letting Linux to run as a guest that is natively running on a Windows operating system, right? Now, software virtualization in cloud computing allows the single computer server to run one or more virtual environments. It is quite similar to virtualizations, but here it abstracts the software installation procedure and creates a virtual software out of it. In software virtualizations, an application will be installed which will perform the further task. One software is physical while others are virtual, as it allows two or more operating systems using only one computer. So let's see the advantages of software virtualization. First one is ease of client deployment. So virtual software makes it easy to link a file in a network or file copying to the workstation. Next one is software migration. Before, the concept of virtualization shifting from one software platform to another was time consuming and has a significant impact on the end system user. The software virtualization environment makes migration easier. So the next one is easy to manage. Application updates become a simple task in this. Now let's see operating system virtualization. Operating system virtualization in cloud computing, the virtual machine software installs in the operating system of the host rather than directly on the hardware system. The most important use of operating system virtualization is for testing the application on the different platforms or operating systems. Here, the software is present in the hardware which allows different applications to run. So, it is also called as operating system level virtualization is a type of virtualization technology which work on OS layer. Here, the kernel of an operating system allows more than one isolated user space instances to run exist. Such instances are called software containers or virtualization engines. In other words, operating system kernel will run a single operating system and provide the operating system's functionality to replicate on each of the isolated partitions. So now let's see what are the uses of virtualization, operating system virtualization. First one is used for virtual hosting environment and used for securely allocating of finite hardware resources among a large number of distrusting users. Next one is system administrator uses it to integrate server hardware by moving services on separate host. and to improve security by separating several applications to several containers. And these forms of virtualization do not require hardware to work efficiently. Now, server virtualization. In server virtualization in cloud computing, the software directly installs on the server system and used for a single physical server can divide into many servers on the demand basis and balance the load. It can be also stated that the server virtualization is masking of the server resources which consists of number and identity. With the help of software, the server administrator divides one physical server into multiple servers. It is the division of physical server into several virtual servers, and this division is mainly done to improvise the utility of server resources. In other words, it is the masking of resources that are located in server, which includes the number and identity of processors, physical servers, and the operating system. This division of one physical server into multiple isolated virtual servers is done by server administrator using a software. The virtual environment is sometimes called the virtual private servers. In this process, the server resources are kept hidden from the user. This partitioning of physical server into several virtual environments result in the dedication of one server to perform a single application or task. So now let's see what are the uses of server virtualization. To centralize the server administration, to improve the availability of server, helps in disaster recovery, ease of deployment and testing, make efficient use of servers, and make efficient use of server resources. Next one is storage virtualization. In storage virtualization in cloud computing, a grouping is done of physical storage which is from multiple network storage devices that is done so it looks like a single storage device. It can implement with the help of software applications, and storage virtualization is done for the backup and recovery process. It is a sharing of the physical storage from multiple storage devices. In this type of virtualization, multiple network storage resources are present as a single storage device for easier and more efficient management of these resources. Storage virtualization is an array of servers that are managed by a virtual storage system. The servers are not aware of exactly where their data is stored, and instead of function more workers like bees in a hive. It makes managing storage from multiple sources to be managed and utilized as a single repository. Storage virtualization software maintains smooth operations, consistent performance, and a continuous suite of advanced functions despite changes, breakdowns, and differences in the underlying equipment. So let's see the advantages of storage virtualization. Improved storage management in a heterogeneous IT environment, easy updates and better availability, reduced downtime, better storage utilization, automated management. In general, there are two types of storage virtualization. One is block and one is file. Block means it works before the file system exists. It replaces controllers and takes over at a disk level. Then next one is file. The server that uses the storage must have software installed on it in order to enable file level usage. Next one is desktop virtualization. It provides the work convenience and security. As one can access remotely, you are able to work from any location and on any PC. It provides a lot of flexibility for employees to work from home or on the go. It also protects confidential data from being lost or stolen by keeping it safe on central servers. Desktop virtualization allows users' operating system to be remotely stored on a server in the data center. It allows the user to access their desktop virtually from any location by a different machine. Users who want specific operating system other than Windows Server will need to have a virtual desktop. Main benefits of desktop virtualization are user mobility, portability, easy management of software installation and updates, of course, and patches. Next one is data virtualization. Without any technical details, you can easily manipulate data and know how it is formatted or where it is physically located. It decreases the data errors and, of course, workload. This kind of virtualization in which the data is collected from various sources and managed that at a single place without knowing more about the technical information like how data is collected, stored and formatted and then arranged. That data is logically so that its virtual view can be accessed by its interesting people and stakeholders and users through the various cloud services remotely. Many big giant companies are providing their services like Oracle, IBM, Netscale, CData, so on. So it can be used to performing various kinds of tasks such as data integration, business integration, service-oriented architecture, and searching organizational data. Next one is network virtualization. Network virtualization refers to abstracting network resources that were traditionally delivered in hardware to software. Network virtualization can combine multiple physical networks to one virtual software-based network, or it can divide one physical network into separate independent virtual networks. Network virtualization software allows network administrators to move virtual machines across different domains without reconfiguring the network. The software creates a network overlay that can run separate virtual network layers on the top of the same physical network fabric. The ability to run multiple virtual networks with each has a separate control and data plane. It coexists together on top of one physical network. It can be managed by individual parties that potentially confidential to each other. And network virtualization provides facility to create and provision virtual networks, logical switches, routers, firewalls, load balancers, VPNs, and workload security within days or even in weeks. So these are two categories. One is internal and one is external. Internal means provide network-like functionality to a single system. External means combine many networks or parts of networks into a virtual unit. So the last one is memory virtualization. It introduces a way to decouple memory from the server to provide a shared or distributed or a networked function. It enhances performance by providing greater memory capacity without any addition to the main memory. That's why a portion of the disk drive serves as an extension of the main memory. So let's see the implementations. One is application level integration. Applications running on connected computers directly connect to the memory pool through an API or file system. The next one is operating system level integration. Operating system first connects to the memory pool and makes that pooled memory available to applications.